I think he'll change. He is committed of his own level of service, and
privileged to bear during so much of my life and duty.
Queen for a very long time. And although you kind of know that this might happen,
Rumors of Queen Camilla mocking Prince George's future as king have stirred up major drama in the royal family. Things took a serious turn when Princess Anne skipped a big family gathering at Sandringham, leaving King Charles no choice but to confront his wife. Behind the palace walls, a fight over power and tradition is brewing, with Anne teaming up with Princess Catherine to protect the monarchy's future. Will Charles pick his wife or the crown? What's going on with the royals? Join us as we learn about the drama unfolding within the walls of the British royal palace.
Is complete nonsense because the two
Royal family's internal crisis. The whispers started at a private royal gathering, where Queen Camilla allegedly said words about young Prince George that sparked a family crisis that no one saw coming. As King Charles's wife shared her doubts about the 10-year-old future king, the room grew uncomfortably quiet. But it wasn't just George who faced her scrutiny. Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis weren't spared either. What made the situation even more delicate was its timing. Princess Catherine was dealing with severe health challenges, making the comments about her children particularly hurtful. The news quickly spread through palace corridors, eventually reaching Princess Anne's ears. Known for her fierce dedication to royal tradition and family values, Anne wasn't about to let this slide. In a move that shocked the royal household, Anne chose to skip the traditional family Christmas gathering at Sandringham. Her absence spoke volumes for a princess who hadn't missed this cherished tradition in decades. It wasn't just about missing turkey dinner. It was a clear protest message against what she saw as a threat to the monarchy's future. The tension didn't stop there. Anne's actions highlighted a growing concern among senior royals about Camilla's increasing influence. The Princess Royal had watched with unease as more and more of Camilla's relatives were included in royal events and ceremonies, a shift that seemed to blur the lines of royal tradition. Prince William, caught between loyalty to his stepmother and protection of his children, found himself in an uncomfortable position. But he wasn't alone in his concerns. The Duke of Kent, another respected royal figure, joined the chorus of quiet disapproval. Together, these voices created pressure that even King Charles couldn't ignore. The situation reached a breaking point behind closed doors at Buckingham Palace. King Charles, torn between his role as monarch and husband, faced a crucial decision. In a private meeting with Camilla, he laid down firm rules about comments regarding the royal children. Sources close to the palace revealed that Charles made it clear that the monarchy's future, represented by William's children, wasn't up for debate. This wasn't just about protecting young feelings. Charles understood that George, Charlotte, and Louis represented more than just his grandchildren. They were the face of a modern monarchy that needed public support to survive. His ultimatum to Camilla showed just how seriously he took this responsibility. The crisis led to bigger changes in how the royal family operates. Charles began taking steps to streamline royal duties, focusing on those directly in line to the throne. This meant limiting official roles to those with royal blood, particularly those connected to Prince William's family line. The message was clear: the core royal family would remain royal. For Princess Anne, this shift validated her long-held beliefs about preserving royal traditions. Her stand against Camilla's comments had helped trigger important changes in how the family handled its internal affairs. The princess's reputation for speaking hard truths, even when uncomfortable, proved valuable once again. The aftermath of this family crisis showed how even modern royals must balance personal relationships with duty to the crown. While Charles worked to maintain peace in his marriage, he also had to think about the monarchy's future. His actions proved that when pushed to choose, the institution would come first. Today, the situation remains delicate. The royal family continues its work in public, while privately ensuring that the younger generation is protected and prepared for their future roles. What started as inappropriate comments at a family gathering led to significant changes in how Britain's most famous family handles its affairs, proving that even in a 1,000-year-old monarchy, change can come from unexpected places. While the current royal crisis has put King Charles in a difficult position between his wife and his grandchildren, it's not the first time love and duty have clashed in his life. How did the man who once chose love over tradition end up having to rein in the very woman he fought so hard to marry? A history of complex loyalties. The story of Charles and Camilla started long before crowns and scandals. Back in 1970, when a mutual friend introduced them at a polo match. Charles was instantly drawn to Camilla's easy laugh and natural way of talking to him like a normal person, not just a prince. They shared the same sense of humor and could talk for hours about books, horses, and life beyond palace walls. But their first chance at love was cut short. Royal rules at the time were strict. The future king was expected to marry someone from a noble family who had never been romantically involved with anyone else. Camilla didn't fit these old-fashioned requirements. When Charles joined the Royal Navy in 1971, their relationship cooled off. 2 years later, Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles, an army officer who moved in the same social circles as the royals. The wedding was quite the event, with 800 guests, including members of the royal family. Queen Elizabeth's sister, Princess Margaret, and the Queen Mother themselves attended the ceremony at Guards Chapel in London. Despite marrying other people, Charles would later wed Lady Diana Spencer in 1981. Charles and Camilla stayed in touch. They shared many friends and often ran into each other at social events. These meetings eventually led to an affair that would rock the royal family and capture worldwide attention. The scandal burst into public view in 1993 when a private phone conversation between Charles and Camilla was leaked to the press. The embarrassing revelation forced both of them to face public anger and criticism. Diana famously said in a TV interview that, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," a line that stuck in people's minds and hearts.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Meanwhile, Camilla's marriage to Andrew Parker Bowles had produced 2 children. Tom, born in 1974, and Laura, born in 1978. Despite their parents' complicated relationship, both children grew up close to royal circles. In an interesting twist, Charles becomes Tom's godfather, creating an unusual family connection years before he becomes his stepfather. The Parker Bowles marriage ended in 1995, a year before Charles and Diana's divorce was finalized. The path was technically clear for Charles and Camilla to be together, but public opinion was still firmly against them. They had to move carefully and slowly to gain acceptance. Through all of this, Andrew Parker Bowles remained surprisingly understanding. He had his own social life and later remarried. Today, he and Camilla maintain a friendly relationship, often seen chatting at royal events. Their children have also adapted well to their unusual family situation. Tom Parker Bowles became a successful food writer and cookbook author, occasionally appearing on cooking shows. Laura pursued a career in art gallery management. Both have given Camilla grandchildren, who are now part of the extended royal family circle. At King Charles's coronation in 2023, Tom's son Freddie and Laura's twin boys, Louis and Gus, served as pages of honor, a sign of how far the family had come in gaining acceptance. It took years of careful public relations work before Charles and Camilla could finally marry in 2005. Their wedding was very different from Charles's first royal wedding, a quiet civil ceremony followed by a church blessing. Queen Elizabeth didn't attend the civil ceremony, but did come to the blessing and held a reception afterward, showing her approval had finally been given. The couple's path from scandal to acceptance took over 30 years. When Queen Elizabeth died in 2022, she accepted Camilla and publicly stated her wish for Camilla to be known as Queen Consort when Charles became king. This was the final seal of approval on a relationship that had once threatened to shake the monarchy to its core. Charles and Camilla's relationship eventually found its place in the royal family. Another powerful figure has quietly shaped the monarchy's future. As the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Anne has spent decades watching, learning, and protecting royal traditions. What made this usually private princess take such a bold stand against her own brother's wife? Princess Anne, the royal protector. Princess Anne has never been one to follow the crowd. While other royals chase headlines and social media buzz, the Princess Royal has spent over 50 years quietly doing the real work of the monarchy. She's famous for carrying out more royal duties each year than almost any other family member. In 2022, she completed 214 official engagements, more than King Charles himself. But Anne's real power comes from something more profound than just showing up at events. Watching her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, taught her that protecting the monarchy means making tough choices, even when they're unpopular. This lesson was valuable when she made her revolutionary decision about her children, Peter and Zara. When Peter was born in 1977, followed by Zara in 1981, Queen Elizabeth offered to give them royal titles. Anne shocked many by saying no. She believed her children would have better lives without the pressure of being princes and princesses. Years later, both Peter and Zara thanked their mother for this decision, which allowed them to build their own careers and lives away from constant public scrutiny. This experience gave Anne unique insight into protecting royal children, which helps explain her recent strong support of Princess Catherine. Those close to the palace say Anne has become a powerful ally for Catherine, especially in teaching her how to shield George, Charlotte, and Louis from too much public pressure while preparing them for their future roles. Anne's approach to royal duty comes from a deep understanding of what makes the monarchy work. Unlike some who focus on glamour and celebrity, she believes in the practical side of royal service. She started her public duties at age 18, opening an education center in Shropshire, and hasn't slowed down since. Her work with Save the Children, which she's supported since 1970, shows her belief that royal power should be used to help others. In recent years, Anne has taken on an even more important role, that of protector of royal traditions. She's reportedly been very clear about the importance of keeping royal duties in the hands of those born into the family. This isn't about being snobby. It's about maintaining the special connection between the monarchy and the British people. This protective instinct kicked into high gear when tensions rose over Camilla's comments about the royal children. Anne's decision to skip the Sandringham gathering wasn't just a protest. It was a calculated move to show support for Catherine and send a message about respecting royal traditions. Her own life provides a perfect example of balancing tradition with practicality. Despite being one of the hardest working royals, she's maintained a relatively normal life at her country estate, Gatcombe Park. Here, she's created a model of how royal children can grow up grounded, despite their unique position. Something Catherine is keen to copy for her own children. The Princess Royal's reputation for speaking hard truths has made her an invaluable voice in family discussions. When difficult decisions need to be made, Anne's practical, no-nonsense approach often helps cut through the drama to find solutions that work for everyone while protecting the monarchy's future. In many ways, Anne has become the family's conscience, reminding everyone of their duty to protect not just the crown, but the next generation who will wear it. Her support of Catherine and the royal children isn't just about family loyalty. It's about ensuring the monarchy stays strong and relevant for years to come. But that is not just the only drama unfolding. While Princess Anne works to protect the royal traditions and the next generation, another battle is quietly brewing behind palace walls. One that involves billions of dollars worth of castles, jewels, and land. With King Charles's health concerns bringing succession plans into sharp focus, who stands to gain and lose in what could be the biggest wealth transfer in royal history? Power shifts and royal inheritance. Money matters in the royal family are anything but simple. With King Charles's recent health concerns, questions about who gets what have become more urgent than ever. At stake is not just fancy jewelry and old paintings, but a fortune worth billions that helps keep the whole monarchy running. Let's start with Queen Camilla. If she outlives Charles, she'll likely get to keep living in their shared homes, Clarence House worth about $72 million, and Highgrove House valued at $39 million. She'll also probably keep getting money from the government's sovereign grant to help her keep doing royal duties. But there's a catch. She won't own most of the really valuable stuff, which has to pass directly to the next king. That's where Prince William comes in. As the next in line, he's set to inherit the motherlode of royal wealth. We're talking about places like Balmoral Castle in Scotland, worth $140 million, and Sandringham Estate, valued at $65 million. But the really big prize is control of the Crown Estate, a massive collection of properties worth over $20 billion that belongs to the monarchy itself. The Crown Estate isn't like regular property, though. William won't be able to sell it or do whatever he wants with it. Instead, he'll be more like a caretaker, managing it until it's time to pass it on to the next monarch. This includes famous places like Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, plus lots of other properties that make money for the royal family. Speaking of making money, William will also get charge of something called the Duchy of Lancaster. Think of it as a giant family business that owns farms, offices, and other properties across England. It makes hundreds of millions of pounds each year, which helps pay for royal duties and charity work. Here's where it gets interesting. William won't have to pay inheritance tax on any of this stuff. Back in 1993, the government made a special deal saying royal-to-royal inheritance doesn't get taxed like regular inheritance, which is usually taxed at 40% in the UK. This helps keep the royal fortune intact as it passes from one generation to the next. Prince Harry's situation is trickier. Since stepping back from royal duties in 2020, his financial ties to the family have been mostly cut. Charles stopped sending him money, forcing Harry to rely on what his mother, Princess Diana, left him about $10 million after taxes. Some royal insiders say Charles might not leave Harry much more in his will, especially since some family members see Harry and Meghan as greedy fame seekers. The real power behind all this money comes from the sovereign grant, basically the royal family's yearly allowance from the government. It's calculated as 25% of what the Crown Estate makes each year. In 2022, the Crown Estate made about $410 million, which means serious money for maintaining palaces, paying staff, and funding royal work. Kate Middleton's position in all this has gotten stronger, too. She's already inherited some amazing jewelry from Queen Elizabeth II, about 300 pieces worth, around $110 million. This caused some drama with Camilla, who reportedly wasn't too happy about Kate getting such valuable pieces. Making things even more interesting, Princess Charlotte is set to inherit Diana's famous Spencer tiara instead of Camilla. By concentrating wealth and power in fewer hands, he's trying to make sure the institution stays strong enough to support itself and keep doing its job for generations to come. How is the monarchy adapting to what might be its biggest test of strength in recent years? Health crisis and family dynamics. In February 2024, a routine hospital visit changed everything for the British royal family. King Charles went in for treatment of an enlarged prostate, a common problem for men his age. But doctors found something else, something more serious: cancer. While the palace hasn't said what kind of cancer it is, they did confirm it's not prostate cancer. The news sent ripples through the royal household, forcing quick changes to how things are run. Charles, known for his packed schedule of public appearances and charity work, had to step back from these duties. Instead of cutting ribbons and making speeches, he now spends his time focusing on treatment and handling essential paperwork that keeps the monarchy running. Queen Camilla has stepped up during this time, becoming the face of the monarchy at many events. At a music event in Salisbury Cathedral, she gave the public their first real update about Charles's condition. "He's doing extremely well under the circumstances," she told worried well-wishers. She mentioned how touched Charles was by all the cards and messages people had sent.
Really tough to hear the news.
Well, he's doing extremely well under the circumstances, and he's very touched by all the letters and messages, all the public.
Showing how these simple gestures of support matter, even to a king. But Charles's health wasn't the only shock the family had to handle. Shortly after his diagnosis, news broke that Princess Catherine was also battling cancer, discovered after she had abdominal surgery. Having both the king and future queen facing serious health challenges at the same time has put unprecedented pressure on the royal family. This double health crisis has forced Prince William to balance supporting his wife's recovery with taking on more of his father's duties. The situation has shown just how important it is to have multiple working royals who can step in when needed. It also highlights why Charles has been so focused on keeping the most important royal roles within the core family. Behind the scenes, the palace has had to dust off and update contingency plans, the what-if scenarios they hope they'll never need. While Charles continues working on state papers and official documents from home, Prince William has taken on more public duties, giving people a glimpse of how he might handle being king someday. The health crisis has also brought some unexpected changes to family relationships. Despite past tensions, Prince Harry briefly flew back to London when he heard about his father's diagnosis. The visit was short, just 30 minutes, but it showed how serious health issues can sometimes bridge even the widest family gaps. Queen Camilla's role has evolved during this time too. She's not just supporting her husband through his treatment. She's become a crucial link between the king and the public. Her updates about Charles's condition have helped calm fears and keep people informed without revealing too many private details. The timing of these health challenges has made the palace's succession planning even more important. While everyone hopes Charles will make a full recovery, the situation has forced the royal family to make sure everything is in order for a smooth transition of power if it's ever needed. This includes making sure William is fully prepared to step up at any moment. The crisis also shows why Charles's earlier decisions about streamlining the monarchy and keeping power concentrated in the direct line of succession were so important. With fewer working royals, each person's role becomes more crucial, especially during times of crisis. The family has had to work together like never before to keep things running smoothly. The challenges faced by the royal family often come with a spotlight, but behind closed doors, these moments also shape the next generation of royals. As Princess Charlotte grows up, her role in the monarchy is being carefully prepared under Princess Anne's watchful eye. Could the lessons she's learning now determine the future stability of the crown? Princess Charlotte's royal journey. Princess Charlotte begins her journey of preparation for royal life. At just 8 years old, Charlotte is not only a cherished member of the family, but also a future cornerstone of the monarchy. And who better to guide her than Princess Anne, one of the most experienced and steadfast royals? According to reports, Princess Anne has taken an active role in mentoring Charlotte, offering her a crash course in royal life. This isn't just about learning how to curtsy or follow protocol. It's about building confidence and understanding the unspoken rules that govern royal interactions. An insider shared that Anne's guidance includes teaching Charlotte how to navigate tricky conversations, a skill essential for a future royal. Anne's own years of experience have taught her how to remain composed and in control, and she's passing these lessons on to the young princess. Charlotte's preparation is strategic and forward-looking. While the monarchy has evolved over the years, the pressures and expectations placed on its members remain significant. By starting her training early, the family is ensuring that Charlotte is equipped to handle her future role with grace and confidence. Princess Anne's mentorship is about more than just etiquette. It's about understanding the responsibilities that come with being a royal. From attending formal events to engaging with the public, Charlotte is being taught the importance of connecting with people while maintaining the dignity of the crown. Anne's lessons reportedly include subtle but crucial skills, like recognizing when to end a conversation without offending anyone, a challenge even experienced royals like Princess Catherine found difficult to master. Charlotte, however, has grown up surrounded by these dynamics, making her uniquely positioned to learn and adapt quickly. Rumors also suggest that Charlotte could one day inherit the title of Princess Royal, currently held by Princess Anne. This title, traditionally given to the monarch's eldest daughter, is one of great significance. If her father, Prince William, ascends to the throne and Anne has passed away, Charlotte may have the option to take on this historic role. However, as royal commentator Richard Eden noted, the decision would ultimately be Charlotte's to make. One of the key motivations behind Charlotte's early preparation is the desire to protect her and her siblings from the intense pressures of public life. The royal family is acutely aware of the challenges faced by younger members of the monarchy, particularly in today's fast-paced media environment. By equipping Charlotte with the tools to handle her role, the family hopes to shield her from the mistakes of the past. Princess Anne, who has often been praised for her practical approach to royal duties, is ensuring that Charlotte's upbringing balances tradition with the realities of modern life. This preparation also extends to protecting the interests of all royal children, including Prince George and Prince Louis. The family understands that the future of the monarchy depends on its youngest members, and they are taking deliberate steps to ensure they are ready for the challenges ahead. But what does Charlotte's future hold? Will she embrace the title of Princess Royal? Should it one day be offered? And how will the lessons she's learning now shape her role in the years to come? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. Princess Charlotte is being prepared not just to inherit a title, but to uphold a legacy. Under the guidance of her great-aunt, she is learning what it means to serve with dignity, strength, and compassion, qualities that will define her role in the royal family for years to come. With the king navigating life with his blended family, do you think he questions every decision he made up to this point, especially his relationship with Camilla? Can Queen Camilla ever fully win public acceptance without the weight of the royal seal behind her? Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.